ministry? Could you work toward overcoming apprehension about witnessing over the telephone, on the street, or at places of business? What about working where there is a greater need for kingdom publishers? Could a family member learn a new language in order to share the good news with those of other nationalities? Paragraph 12. Question: what can family heads do to help their families grow spiritually? As a family head, identify areas in which your family could grow spiritually. Then set specific goals to achieve that aim. The goals you set as a family should be realistic and within reach according to your circumstances and abilities. Of course, working to attain a worthwhile goal takes time. So buy out time spent watching television and use it for spiritual pursuits. Work hard to reach the goals you set for your family. A family that pursues spiritual goals will make its advancement manifest to all persons. 1 Timothy 4:15. Maintain a family worship evening. Paragraph 13. Question: what change was introduced in the weekly schedule of congregation meetings, and what questions should we reflect on? An excellent aid in helping families to keep ready for the coming of the Son of Man is the significant change in the weekly meeting schedule that went into effect on January 1st, 2009. The need to meet together on a separate day for what was then called the Congregation Book Study was eliminated by combining that meeting with the Theocratic Ministry School and service meeting. This adjustment was made to provide Christian families an opportunity to fortify their spirituality by scheduling a specific evening each week for family worship. Now that some time has elapsed since that change was introduced, we can ask ourselves, am I using the time made available to have a family worship evening or to engage in personal study? Have I been successful in meeting the objective of that arrangement? Paragraph 14. Question A. What is the primary purpose of maintaining an evening for family worship or personal study? Question B. Why is setting aside an evening for study essential? The primary purpose of maintaining a family worship evening or a time for personal study is to draw closer to God. When we spend time studying the Bible on a regular basis and grow in knowledge of the Creator, our relationship with Him is strengthened. The closer we draw to Jehovah, the greater our motivation is to love Him with our whole heart, our whole soul, our whole mind, and our whole strength. Surely we are eager to obey God and become imitators of Him. Maintaining a regular family worship evening, then, is a key ingredient to help all the members of our family keep ready spiritually as we await the foretold Great Tribulation. It is vital to survival. Paragraph 15. Question: what effect can the family worship evening have on how family members feel toward one another? The family worship arrangement also has another objective, that of helping family members draw closer to one another. Spending time together discussing spiritual matters every week has a marked effect on how family members feel toward one another. What closeness marriage mates experience when they hear each other express joy over a spiritual gem they discover together. Ecclesiastes 4:12 reads, "And if somebody could overpower one alone, two together could make a stand against him, and a threefold cord cannot quickly be torn in two." Parents and children who worship together are likely to become united in love, the perfect bond of union. Colossians 3:14. Paragraph 16. Relate how three spiritual sisters are benefiting from an evening set aside for Bible study. Consider how three spiritual sisters have benefited from the arrangement of setting aside an evening for Bible study. Though not related to one another, these three elderly widows live in the same city and have been good friends for several years. Desiring to have more association together and at the same time wanting it to be of spiritual value rather than only of a social nature, they decided to set aside an evening to meet and study the Bible. They started doing this using the book Bearing Thorough Witness About God's Kingdom. We enjoy our time so much that our study usually lasts longer than an hour, says one of them. We try to visualize the situations that our first-century brothers were in and discuss what we would do under similar circumstances. Then we try to apply in the ministry the points learned from our discussion. This has made our kingdom preaching and disciple-making work more enjoyable and productive than ever before. In addition to edifying them spiritually, the arrangement has brought these three good friends even closer to one another. We cherish this arrangement, they say. Paragraph 17. Question. What factors contribute to the success of the family worship evening? What about you? How are you benefiting from an evening set aside for family worship or personal study? If done on a hit or miss basis, the arrangement is not going to achieve its desired objectives. Each member of the family should be ready to study at the designated time. Minor matters should not be allowed to interfere with the evening. Moreover, the study material should be selected in such a way that the sessions are practical for your family. What can you do to make these study periods enjoyable? Employ effective teaching methods and keep the atmosphere respectful and tranquil. Stay awake and keep ready. Paragraphs 18 and 19. Question. How should knowing that the coming of the Son of Man is near affect you and your family? The deteriorating world conditions that mark our day leave no doubt that since 1914, Satan's wicked world has entered its last days. The storm clouds of Armageddon cannot be far off. Soon it will be time for the Son of Man to come to execute Jehovah's judgment on the ungodly. Should not that awareness affect you and your family? Are you heeding Jesus' advice to keep your eyes simple? While the people of this world may reach out for riches, fame, or power, is your family pursuing spiritual goals? Is the arrangement for a family worship evening or a time for personal study working for you? Are you achieving the intended objectives? As discussed in the preceding article, are you shouldering your scriptural responsibilities as a husband, a wife, or a child, thus helping the entire family to stay awake? If so, you will keep ready for the coming of the Son of Man. After listening to this article, what did you learn? Explain how Christian families can keep ready by having a simple eye, setting and pursuing spiritual goals, maintaining a family worship evening. End of article.